Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is, what is it? It's June 24th, 2021, and today the topic is 246. I've had quite an interesting morning. It was very, very interesting because I was trying to capture moments of my routine because I'm working on something, got something cooking as always. Y'all know your girl. Speaking of, if I just do a little quick rundown on yesterday, then that aside from, helping out at the summer camp, things like that, something came out yesterday, and that was the juice in 7 steps. All right, that video went live yesterday. Shout out again to OK Boomer for his awesome work. It's amazing how he's captured my essence just by looking at footage, because honestly I mean it's amazing to me, like how close you can feel to people that you don't fully know or didn't grow up with, or whatever the case is. Come to find out, oh man, where did he tell me he lived? He lives in, I don't want to get it wrong, but somewhere I've never been. And obviously he's the gentleman that made the intro for the juice that you all just saw. Those of you that are watching me live, he made that. And again, it amazed me that he made that again, because all I told him was like, hey, just go look at my footage and you use whatever I got on on the GSL page, which is a lot. And somehow he sorted through all of that to put together that awesome intro that you all just saw. And it's like, honestly, that quote that he used at the beginning that you guys probably don't get a chance to hear, because by the time it plays for you all, it cuts off, whatever the case is. However, if you've seen the whole intro, there's a quote that he used in mine in the beginning, and I'm like, I don't even know where that quote came from. Like, which one of the videos did that quote even come from? So he does amazing work, and when I was thinking about creating, that description for the 7 steps, he came into my mind. And I decided to go ahead and reach out to him, and lo and behold, he did it again. Created a phenomenal video. So you guys can see it. It's up on all my social media. If you haven't seen it or whatnot, it's on both of the YouTubes. And yeah, it's obviously to help promote the juice. But so you're working on some more stuff. And so yeah, I was trying to capture my, what my experience looks like. And so that's been kind of interesting trying to do that. But at the same time too, I still was able to do my routine. I did not do the full routine, so I'm gonna be honest and say, because I was capturing footage of me doing the routine, I didn't necessarily do the entire full routine. But of course, I did the main stuff, which was pray and meditate, right? And everything like that. So the Soul Space had a good reflection for today. However, again, with my mind being all over the place right now, I can't even really think about it because there's so many things I want to tell y'all. Okay, so one, let's rewind back to this morning. So when I woke up this morning, I woke up at 2:46. You notice that today, that's the topic for today is 2:46, because that's what time I woke up, and I looked up Bible verses centered around that. But when I woke up, it wasn't just like a natural, I'm waking up. At some point, it was like I kept hearing this very loud, it's like it was outside. I don't want to call it a gun, because it wasn't like it was a gun. It just was a very loud bang. And it was like I don't even know how to explain it right now. It maybe, it kind of reminded me of like when they do fireworks around here or something like that, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that sound either. It was like gun or bang or firework or something, but whatever the sound was, it was like it happened once. I kind of like let it go because I was like, they're doing fireworks at like 2 a.m. I was thinking something like that. But then it was like, it was too clear though. It was too clear to be either one of those, because you know how either Now, maybe I haven't been around gunshots that much. I don't know. But at least with fireworks, you know how it has that airy sound? The airy, like, I don't know how to explain. But it wasn't airy at all. The sound wasn't airy. And I was the only one reacting to it because, my husband was knocked out. My son was knocked out. So I'm like, So basically, it happened once. I kind of let it go. I brushed it off. Didn't happen again. I don't know how many times it happened. I can't remember it. But at least 2 times. And that's what woke me up, which made me look at the time and everything like that. So, and then I ain't hear it no more. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if I just was the only one hearing it or what. But that's what woke me up this morning and led me to 2:46, which only led me to this verse right here. It was Acts 2:46. I'm actually going to share 2:46 and 47. And it says this. And they continuing daily with one accord in the temple and breaking bread from house to house did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved. So yeah, although my prayer meditation was really good, what I was reflecting on, I think it was kind of like talking about purpose and whatnot. It was really good. However, when I got done with it, 2:46 came back into my mind, and so I decided to go deeper. So I ended up reading the entire thing. So basically, Acts 2. I ended up reading the entire Acts 2. However, I'm going to share with you guys what stood out to me. Shout out to the one person that's watching me live right now. So anywho, verse 1 stood out to me in Acts 2, and it says, "And when the day of Pentecost was full come, they were all with one accord in one place." What stood out to me the most in that verse was one accord. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of reminded me of this video I saw of Lord Jesus, of Pastor David Lynn, and he was debating with some Israelites, and I guess it made me think about all of that, because on one hand, it's like they're not the first group, right, to kind of have the idea that certain people won't be able to receive salvation. I don't know if you all have ever heard that before, but not even just that, right? Let's not even talk about that. In general, there's this issue in the world of one group thinking that they're better than another group, or treating others accordingly like that, right? And so, I guess it got me to thinking about all of that this morning, and so I just kept, reading verses, and here's what stood out to me again. So here we go. The next verse I would say that stood out was verse 4, and it says, "Now when this noise abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak with his own language." So basically what's going on in Acts 2 is they're talking about the day of Pentecost and everything like that. And when the Jews, or the I want to say like the disciples and some more people that was with them, started to speak in tongues of every nation, basically. And so that's what was going on there. So that verse stood out to me. And then also verse 5 stood out as well. It says, "And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men of every nation under heaven." My apologies. That was not verse 4. That was verse 6. So I got to correct that in the, okay. That's what threw me off here. Okay. So basically verse 5, what I just read, was first. And then it says in verse 6, "Now when this noise abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak with his own language." The point that Pastor David Lynn made in his debate that he was having with the Israelite that they didn't, when I was watching the video, is that the whole thing about what Jesus did is that is for everybody. It's not just for one group or another group or this group. Like perhaps it was like that in the beginning when it came to Jews and the Israelites, or whatever the case was, being the chosen people and whatnot. But when Jesus came, it's like, okay, he fulfilled the law, and then now made it accessible to everybody, regardless of who they are and all that. And so yeah, so he just kind of was like reiterating on the words like every and all and everything like that, because at the end of the day, like, what do those words mean? They include everybody, right? But yeah. So then verse 17 stood out to me, and it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. So again, the point that Pastor David Lynn was making there as well is saying that, again, it's saying that it was for everybody. Now, I mean, I guess they didn't, if we want to go there with ageism, it says young men, old men, and then it says, it does say something about your daughters. So I guess they left out the old women. I mean, I don't know if you want to go there with it. That just literally came to me just now, that I guess they weren't in this scenario or whatever. But, I mean, I still believe that it's talking about everybody. And even down to the handmaidens and service and things like that. Because, again, you know, there's this issue in the world. I don't know if y'all know it, but there's this issue where people, you know, are feeling as if, you know, Lord, let's not get onto the slavery talk or whatever the case is. But something like that. That's what was coming to my mind to give you guys the example. But basically, other people, but I don't know, y'all, because honestly, like, when I don't know, maybe I'm going deeper right now, so my apologies, but I'm sitting here wondering, like, at the end of the day, for the most part, all of us are still working for someone, under someone, and all of that stuff. So I mean, and then again, knowing about what's going on with human trafficking and whatnot, that form of slavery is still alive and well. So I mean, you know, it's been a thing throughout history. So, but anyway, one group over another, it doesn't really matter in this scenario, because this will be made available to all. That's what I'm receiving here as I take a look at what was said in Acts 2. Then Acts 21 stood out to me as well, and it says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Now, I don't know what y'all think whosoever mean, but it seems like it means everybody again to me. So, yeah, y'all, this is what stood out to me this morning. I hope that it encourages you and inspires you to know that, hey, you, whoever you are listening to the sound of my voice, this all, you know, is, salvation is available to you. This is the gift. This is what, you know, Jesus did on the cross. This is what God did. He made access for everybody, you know, regardless of your race, religion. Well, yeah, even religion, I guess, you know, you got to come to Christ though. But regardless of that, you know, what you were born with, whatever case is, regardless of your languages, I'm hearing male or female, with the exception of the older ladies, because they weren't specifically mentioned here. But let's just say that they're saying men and women as well. And yeah, y'all, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's just one of those things that, well, one thing that stood out to me, I guess, before I stop talking about the juice here, is this thing is that, again, with all of them being on one accord, you'll see, if you really go deeper and read the entire Acts 2, that with them being on one accord, they were able to reach all nations, right? Because they were representatives of all nations. And it seems as if the verse that I woke up with this morning is that they, you know, were in harmony. And it says here, if we go back to that, you know, they were breaking bread from house to house. They did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart, praising God, having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to the church daily such as should be saved. So, friends, that's the juice, y'all. That is the juice. I mean, I guess if the church becomes on one accord, which we should, then perhaps we can reach all the people and look, keep adding to the church daily, according to this here. That's just me. That's what I received. Hope you guys are encouraged and inspired by hearing that. Now, the Bible verse of today is Revelations 21:4. It says, "And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. But guess what, y'all? Before I let you go, today is Thursday. That means that tomorrow is Friday. That means that we have an episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show, that is going to be going live. And actually, indeed, it will be live. I'm supposed to be going live with this gentleman named Dorsey Ross. We're going to be chit-chatting about dating with disabilities and all kinds of things like that. So I am looking forward to this chat, and I hope that you all are too. So you guys can check that out at 7 p.m. tomorrow, live on our Facebook and on our YouTube. And yes, soon it should be on the playlist on GodSexandLove.com. But all right, y'all have a great day. Bye. If you like what you hear, then consider supporting our podcast. Every listener that supports us for $9.99 a month will be entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win a free gift. So become a supporter today.